Well, there are various actions underway to commemorate and remember the victims of the Marikana Massacre. Hanging over all of it is the fact that we still don't have proper accountability. No one has yet been convicted for what happened. The Right to Know campaign is holding a protest over this. They're demanding the National Prosecuting Authority bring proper accountability and charge those responsible. Verushka Memdutt is the National Coordinator of Right to Know. Verushka, good afternoon to you. What are you demanding from the NPA?
Good afternoon to you and good afternoon to your viewers. So this morning we set up at the NPA offices with the intention of making contact with someone within the offices to find a way forward. And basically what we have been saying is that we've released a statement when it was 3 years ago. We've released a statement 5 years ago, and now it is 10 years, and again we're releasing statements. We are not in the business of releasing statements. We need action. And hence we went down to the offices of the NPA in Pretoria, and fortunately for us, we have managed to make contact with Advocate Rodney Dickock, which was actually very humbling to know that from there forward we would make some progress.
What I've never understood about this, from when it happened, I mean, at the start there was a decision to charge some of the victims of the massacre rather than any of the police involved. Then that was withdrawn. Then there was the Farnham Commission. But there still has not been charges 10 years later. And frankly, I just don't understand it. And I think I speak for literally everyone I speak for, strangely, the families of all sides here. Do you know why the NPA just has refused to act? And I think refuse to act must be the right way to put it.
Well, in my view, the NPA can act if they were given sufficient information. And has the relevant parties been forthcoming with such information? That is the question that was raised today. You know, I think it was made clear that they do not have sufficient information to act. This to us is not good enough, because 10 years later, surely there should be sufficient information because there was sufficient time frames. Besides just a conviction, we look at the recommendations from the Commission. Has there been any effort to, in fact, do something with regard to all of the various investigations, commissions, parties involved? No, we're still at square one. So at what stage are we going to see some sort of action? At what stage? So I think from here, our next step would be to work with IPID and the NPA together.
This was caught on... I'm sorry to interrupt you. This was caught on TV. I mean, you know, we've seen it. There's other footage, I'm absolutely certain, about what happened during that time as well. I mean, and the footage, some of it was caught by a police videography unit. I mean, I find it amazing that the NPA could argue there's no evidence. And, of course, the longer this goes on, the poorer witnesses' memories get. And that means that the less the chance of getting justice.
Indeed. So, you know, it's not amazing. What it is very disappointing. And I think that every person within our country, every politician, every citizen, every visitor should be asking that question. Why have there not been any action? What have we done? Have we done enough? Are we calling on the right people? Is there something in particular that is stopping the process? You know, at this stage, I think we all have to put our minds together and ensure that we get the necessary action. Something caught on live TV cannot possibly say, you know, we were unable to arrest someone. It's just, it's pathetic, really.
Are there particular individuals, do you think, who played a role, who should specifically be prosecuted?
Well, that played a role that should be specifically prosecuted. If I had to give you my personal view, I would say yes. But I'm not going to name them because surely evidence must lead to those prosecutions. There are parties who are responsible and should really hang their heads in shame at this stage, because those are the very parties that should ensure that some sort of progress was made, that arrests were in fact made. You know, we find that in cases where there are no witnesses, no live footage, there are convictions. How is it now that there's neither? What is it that is stopping us?
Verushka Memdutt, thank you. National Coordinator at the organisation Right to Know. Well, let's go.